Hello, friends. Welcome to another Sunday night stream. Of course, as soon as we're live, a loud, low flying plane goes by. I have no idea if you can hear that, but it's very loud even with my headphones on. That's crazy. Yeah, welcome. It is Sunday night, so I'm streaming. I did not stream last night because I was hanging out with a friend for their birthday and didn't get home until like 8ish. So I wasn't gonna start a stream at 8 just to end it at 9. Like I could have, but also I wanted to chill because I just got home from a day out. So we're gonna do some sprints. I have 5 timers lined up for us tonight. So not a lot of wiggle room for chatting, but we don't usually have super chatty streams. Sometimes we do, and if that happens, then we can just do less sprints or like shorten the timers. We'll figure it out as we go along, but um, Violet just has so many good timers that I want to use. So I've got a bunch of them pulled up and ready to go. We're gonna start off with a 20, and then a 30, and then a 40, and then back to a 30, and then a 20 is my plan. So if you're here, feel free to let me know what you're working on, how your day has been, all that fun stuff. I have a bit of a headache, but I did play D&D this morning, so that's not unusual. I often get headaches from staring at a screen, but it's not so bad that I couldn't do the stream. So I'm here. Hello, welcome. I will be starting off doing my bullet journal stuff for the night. Wrap up today, wrap up this past week, set my to-do list for next week, all that fun stuff. And then once that's done, I will be reading A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I haven't started it yet, and it has really tiny font and really thin margins, and it's also almost 600 pages, so she's kind of chunky, but I'm excited. I thrifted this a while back, and I'm finally getting to it, and I can't wait. I've heard some really good things about this, so looking forward to that. I can pull up the first timer. No, that's not the layout I like. That's the layout I like. This is Violet's newest timer. It's a D20 minute timer because it's like D20, like the die, and then 20 minutes. I think it's really fun and cute, and I'm very excited. So, why don't we actually just get into it? I mean, why not? I'm going to press play now and see you guys in 20 minutes. And that is the end of our first sprint. Feel free to let me know how you guys did. I did see that Malin hopped in. She's probably not still here, but thank you for coming anyway, Malin. I hope you get a good night's sleep. That sprint, I did in fact fill out my bullet journal for the evening. I just finished right at the last second. So I pulled my tarot card. I can actually show you what that is. Why not? The tarot card that I pulled for this upcoming week is, if I could pull it out of the thing, the Four of Wands, which in this deck is this cute little turtle hanging out. He's got like a soda down here or something. There's some cute flowers, and he's just chilling, having a good time. So, good vibes, I think, which is always appreciated from the tarot. In my to-do list for the week, I've got some errands to run, some admin to take care of. Lots of little things, but that's fine. I can cross this off of today's to-do list. Now that's done. Mullen, go to sleep. I mean, thank you. I appreciate you being here, but you should go to sleep. It's like real late where you are. It is. It is the Affirmators Tarot is what it's called, and it's got a lot of really cute designs here. There's like some previews on the back of what some of the cards look like. And I just really love the art style. I've been using this deck for 2.5 years now for my weekly pulls because I feel like they don't really like sugarcoat things. I wouldn't call it that, but like this deck is very good at showing the bright side of even the bad things, like, you know, like the bad cards, like the Devil or the Tower. I feel like the delivery of the message is still spun in a positive way, and I appreciate that. So I really like this deck. I haven't used my other tarot decks in quite a while. I have so many, and I really should do something with them because I feel bad they're just kind of sitting in a box. But aside from my weekly tarot pulls, I have not been getting into my practice lately. I should set a new goal for doing more spreads outside of my weekly pulls, but we'll see how that goes. Ooh, I love good hard rain when I'm trying to sleep, though. I feel like it's, at least for me, it like lulls me into sleep. But if it doesn't do that for you, then I understand why it's keeping you up. I hope you can get to bed soon, get some nice sleep, so you can wake up feeling nice and refreshed on Monday morning. I don't know why I said it like that. It's not like Mondays are any different than other days to me as a self-employed person. Tomorrow I do have to go out during the morning at some point because I got new glasses and I gotta pick them up. I'm very excited. I haven't gotten new glasses in so long. This prescription I've had for about 8 years, and it's been outdated for about 6 of those. The frames I've had for even longer. I've had these frames for like 12 years, so it was time for a change. Maybe you just need a more positive tarot deck. Maybe. Yes, I'm very excited. The other day, Katie Ann posted on her story that she got new glasses, and it's so funny because the pair that she got was like a runner-up for what I was gonna get because I was looking at a couple of different frames, and I almost got ones that looked pretty much identical to what Katie got, but I did not go with those. I went with slightly more simple glasses. They are not purple, so the glasses being purple, that era is over. or at least it will be tomorrow. So that is going to be fun. I'm going to be in all of my new videos because I have so many YouTube videos to film. I haven't filmed my TBR for next month yet, and that's supposed to go up Friday. I have to film my short for Saturday. I've got my Laudnathon TBR going out Sunday that I also have to film. I have a vlog to finish up. That's why I have to read A Discovery of Witches. This is the last book for that vlog, and that's going to go up Monday. Why is this covered in, like, dust and cat hair? Maybe I should clean my desk off, because clearly it's dusty. So yeah, lots of YouTube for me. YouTube filming and creating content this upcoming week. Once bought a pair during the pandemic and regretted it. It just never quite fit right. They were a bit too big. That's my problem. Because I have, like, a weirdly proportioned face, I guess, and also the lenses are very thick because I'm very visually impaired. So they kind of, like, distort my face under where the frame is, obviously. So I can't get ones that are too wide, but I also can't get ones that are too tall, but also, like, the really small ones I just don't like the style of. So, I don't know, man. It was very hard finding glasses, but I like the ones that I ended up with. I like the first one in that series, DNF the third one, and hello, Lynn. DNF the second or third, don't remember. I have not heard anything about books 2 or 3 before. I've heard that the first one is really good. And then it started out as a trilogy, but apparently there's 5 books now. And I've heard great things about books 4 and 5. But who knows if I'll get there, because you guys are saying 2 and 3 are not great. So, I don't know. But I've seen a few people in the past couple of months read the 4th and 5th book and absolutely love them. So, who knows? Lynn got transition lenses for the first time in my life, and it's been life-changing this summer. I had transition lenses when I was in middle school, and I hated them. I feel like they just took so long to actually do the transition, and then, like, once I was back inside, it would take, like, 30 minutes for them to go back to normal glasses. And granted, it has been, like, 15 years, so the technology has probably improved. But yeah, I didn't like the transitions, but I'm glad you really like them. Spoilers! I didn't know there was time travel. I go into books relatively blind. Like, sometimes I read the back. This one I didn't even read the back. I kind of just skimmed it and saw alchemy and witches and vampires. And I'm like, cool, that's all I need to know. So, thanks for that. But also, I'm not genuinely upset. I spoil things for myself all the time because I'm a chronic Googler. They are much faster now. Oh, interesting. That's fair. I don't know. I spent at least a couple dollars on it. I'm glad I didn't buy it firsthand because that's so much money. I'm so glad that I love old books. Because if I was someone who didn't like old books and I had to buy all of my books new, I would run out of money. I did not know that there was a TV show. I don't really watch much of anything, honestly, but, like, live action especially. I have been watching Taskmaster, which I guess technically is a TV show, even though I watch it on YouTube. I binged the first 12 seasons a couple of years ago, and then, like, last week, one of the newer seasons was recommended to me, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm back to binging Taskmaster. So I've binged, like, 3 seasons in the past 5 days, maybe. World building is good, though. That's good to know. But yeah, didn't know there was a TV show because I haven't watched actual TV in so long. I haven't had cable since I lived with my parents, which was before I went to college. So, like, 2016 is the last time I had access to cable, and I haven't had Netflix in like 4 years. Yeah, I'm not really a TV show person. There are obviously exceptions, but nowadays I don't really seek out anything. First season, but it's not easily accessible. It's fair. Yeah, I love Taskmaster New Zealand. I mean, I love the original like UK version. I still really enjoy that, and that's what I've been watching. But there's just something about Taskmaster New Zealand. I just the dynamic between Jeremy and Paul is like just different from Greg and Alex. That something about it is just so funny to me. I really enjoy the New Zealand show. Also DNF'd the TV show, but further than the books. That's interesting. Yeah. I'm very interested to see what I think about this because I have heard. I feel like a lot of people have been getting back into it lately, and I think it's because the fifth one just came out. So, uh, I'm excited to finally get into this, even though it's an older series. I keep seeing bits from the New Zealand one. I will say I have not seen the first season of New Zealand Taskmaster. I've seen seasons 2 and 3 because when I first watched it, season 1 wasn't on YouTube, but season 2 was. And then I just went back and watched season 3 recently. And for some reason, I didn't watch season 1, even though that is now on YouTube. I don't know. Hello, Sasha. Welcome. I hope you've had a lovely day and are just having a good chill time this evening. The accent does make it better, although oftentimes I do have to put on the subtitles because I am not good with accents. I will definitely put my thoughts. I'm also vlogging it for the readathon that I'm doing, so you can check out my vlog probably for more in-depth thoughts whenever that goes up. Not whenever that goes up. That's going to be going up next Monday. Next Monday? Yeah, next Monday. Wow. Oh, I have so much to do this week. And I don't think it's going to get easier next week either. I just have put a lot on my plate for some reason. But it's all stuff I'm looking forward to, so whatever. Okay, good night, Malin. I'm glad you're here to chat with us for a little bit, and I hope you have a nice night of sleep. I watch a lot of things with subtitles, but not usually on YouTube because often YouTube just has the auto generated subtitles, and I'm not really a fan of those. The Taskmaster YouTube channel, though, does have, like, actually gone in and put real subtitles on it, so that is very lovely. I'm glad that they've done that. But, like, movies and TV shows and stuff, I definitely do subtitles if I can. And yes, a good night for Malin. I say that we get into our next sprint because we've done a 20 and the next one I've pulled up is a 30 and it is a classic Violet timer. Nope, that's not the button I wanted to press. That's the button I wanted to press. We have the 30-minute Pride timer. So you're going to sprint for 30 minutes and we're going to see how far I can get into this and you guys get my first thoughts on it. So I'm going to press play now, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, friends. That is the end of sprint number 2. How did it go for you guys? Timer, I did not ask you to start yet. Thank you. I was just getting the next timer up and it decided to start playing. Rude. I read. How many pages did I read? 17 pages. So, not a lot. I was getting distracted by the music I was listening to, so I turned that off. I'm very intrigued already. So, the main character is a doctor of literature. She has her doctorate. She's a professor at Yale, and she studies alchemy, which, if you didn't know, I have a very deep interest in alchemy, specifically in relation to literature. So that's really cool. All the stuff that she was talking about while she was flipping through this manuscript is all stuff that I have vague knowledge about. And I'm very much intrigued. We've also just met the vampire that is talked about in the back of the book, Matthew Claremont. We haven't met him yet, but she has spotted him. So I'm very intrigued as to where that's going to go. So it has my attention in this first chapter. So I'm looking forward to continuing. I got distracted looking at the blurbs because one of them is from the Oprah magazine, and that was unexpected. Sasha says, apparently I work better with sprints because I've been trying to write all day and nothing. And I finally got some words down. Yay! I'm so happy for you. I love getting words. You are on Act 3. Or is it Act 2? You just started a new act in your story, right? Or am I thinking of someone else? Oh gosh. Now I don't know. Just, what are you working on? Let me know, because clearly I suck at remembering things. I need a sip of my drink. Okay, I was correct. You are getting into Act 3. I'm like, I thought that was you, but then I said it out loud, and I wasn't so sure. And yes, I'm reading A Discovery of Witches. I thrifted this eons ago. I don't actually remember when, but it fits a prompt for the Magical Readathon, so I'm like, I might as well read it. And it's very thick, and I'm intimidated, but also very excited because I love an academic setting. I love magic. This also is like the perfect time of year to read this because it starts off like one of the first paragraphs. Where did it go? Yeah, the second paragraph talks about it being a late September afternoon. And it's. So the second chapter is Monday, the 21st of September. And it was the Friday before. So I guess it starts off on 2019, 18. Yeah, the 18th of September. So, like, exactly the time of year that it currently is. It's perfect. No, I didn't know that there was a TV show until Malin mentioned it earlier before she went to bed. She stopped by and chatted for a little bit, and her and Lynn were talking about the books. I forget which one. Malin DNF'd the third book in the series, and Lynn DNF'd either the second or the third, but they both really enjoyed the first one. So at least this one I'm very excited for. And I've heard that the fourth and fifth ones in the series are very, very good. So hopefully I don't hate 2 and 3 whenever I get to them, because who knows? Certainly not I. It's fine. I don't mind repeating myself, because, like you said, you weren't here. Yes, perfect September vibes. I don't know how long it goes, though, like what the timeline of the book is. So it might just be this first part. I just saw someone's name is Hamish That's really funny. Miriam, Philippe, who are these people? I should not flip to the back of the book and start looking at names. Yeah. I had a DNF this month. It was my 5th DNF of the year, which granted isn't a lot, but I don't want to DNF books. I want to enjoy all my books, but I was not having a good time. I DNF'd Quicksilver by Callie Hart because I read the first 3 chapters, so I only got like 6 or 7% in, but I didn't connect with any of the characters. I didn't care about the world building. And the writing style was just so confusing to me. I was like rereading paragraphs just because I didn't understand what was going on. So I'm like, I am not going to continue with this. So I have the most boring names in my books. Yeah, those were some interesting names. I like to. Okay, obviously it depends on what I'm working on, but I like to have names that are real names, but maybe less common. And then with like fantasy, I allow myself like to make up names, but I make them sound like actual names. Like I have one fantasy character in my one dragon book who's named Alarena, which is a name I made up, but like it sounds like it could plausibly be a real name. Those are the kind of names that I like. But then like in a contemporary book, you expect like actual names, even though people make up names for their kids in real life all the time. But my contemporary book, I have Emma, Cody, Gray, which I guess is an uncommon name, Carter, Margot, Archie, Chase, Piper. What are my characters' names? Hal and Savannah, but she goes by Savvy. So like they're all real names that people have like met other people with those names, but they're not all super duper common, you know. I swear if I write fantasy, everyone would be so disappointed. It would be Gary and Fred. That's really funny. Well, that's like the main character of Dune is just named Paul. Like, that's hilarious. I think that's so funny. But on the other hand, you have like these high fantasy books where characters will all have like 15 letters in their names and like apostrophes and hyphens and like everyone's got XYZ in their name and I'm like I can't do that. If I'm reading a book and a character's name is not pronounceable to me after 5 seconds, I move on and I don't even like try and read the name. I just skip over it whenever I get to it in a sentence. So, you got to find a nice balance there. Same lol. Yeah. I feel like character names are usually not as bad as place names in fantasy books. People will make up this whole continent with like countries and cities and kingdoms and everything. And I'm like, did you try to say any of these out loud? Because I don't think it's possible. I feel so bad for the audiobook narrators for fantasy books because like they really have their work cut out for them. I'm trying to uncurl the corner of my book if you see me fiddling with it. This book is like slightly water damaged and the pages down here at the bottom have curled up, so I'm like trying to flatten them out because it's starting to bug me. Yeah. I should set a goal for how many pages I want to read. Our next sprint is going to be 40 minutes, but I also have to feed the cats during that time. So, like, 30 pages, maybe? Yeah, if I read 30 pages, I'll say 32, so that way my goal is to get to page 50. Oh, and that'll be the end of a chapter too. Okay, that's my goal during this next sprint. Is I want to get to page 50, which will get me through chapter 5. Oh, excuse me, I hiccuped there. So we'll see if I can accomplish that. Gremlin had the hiccups this morning, and it was the cutest thing. She would do a little hiccup, and her whole body would like flinch because she's so small. I love my cats. They're so cute. I am a fast reader, but maybe not for this book because I don't know if you were here when I showed this off. These are very tiny lines and very narrow margins, so maybe that is too big of a goal. But we're gonna try, and if we don't get it, if I don't get it, I keep saying we. I've been using the royal we a lot. If I don't get it, then there are no consequences. But if I do get it, then I get a sense of accomplishment. So, hoping to finish this dream sequence. I believe in you. You can get all the words. Also, dream sequence. I'm intrigued. She is so cute. I woke up this morning and she was just standing on my back, and I was like, hello? What are you doing? She's a little weirdo. Ugh. Alright. I am getting tired of hearing my own voice. So I'm going to start the next sprint. The next one I have, like I said, is 40 minutes, and it's Violet's garden timer. It is very bright. I'm like glowing blue from it being on my screen, but I don't know how to change the brightness on these monitors. So, I'm going to press play on this, and we will be back to chat after these 40 minutes. Okay, friends. That was the end of our third sprint, and I've also decided it's going to be our last one. I usually go till 9, but getting up to feed the cats made me realize just how bad my head was hurting. So I need to not be looking at screens for the rest of the night. So unfortunately, we're not going to do the last 2 sprints that I had planned. But that's just the way it goes sometimes. I have been looking at a screen literally all day. I did get to page 50. You can see. Where's my bookmark? I got there. Woo. So that's exciting. I'm now a 12th of the way into the book or something like that, because there's like 580 pages. So many pages. But I'm still really enjoying it. We're figuring out why this inciting incident is happening. The whole thing is that our main character is a witch, but she doesn't really use her magic very often because she's also in the academic world, and she wants to make sure that her academic career is because of her own merits and not using magic. And she finds this weird manuscript that is enchanted, like it's got a spell on it, and she's like, this gives me bad vibes, I'm not going to touch it. So she sends it back to the stacks, and ever since then, a bunch of other witches and demons and vampires have been showing up in Oxford, which is where she's studying for this year to do a conference or whatever. And she's like, this is really weird. And this vampire guy is like, yeah, it's because of this manuscript. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. So, some things are starting to happen, but there's still so much more book left. And I'm curious as to see what there is. So I'm going to continue reading tonight, because this is going to make my headache not worse, as long as this is all off, because this is just a lot of light at me at once. So, we are going to call it there at 2 hours for the stream instead of the usual 3. So thank you all for joining me who have been here. I've got some more videos and stuff coming out this week, and I should be back, for my Sunday stream next week, if all goes according to plan. So you can look forward to that. I don't think I have any other announcements. Can't think of it, it's not important. Thank you for showing up, Sasha. It's been lovely chatting with you, and I hope you've had some very productive time working on your story. I'm going to hit all the buttons and get going. So, goodbye, friends!